two powerful productivity tools. One showdown, Kanbanchi or Taskworld. Which one takes your team further? On one side, we have Kanbanchi, a collaborative platform built right into Google Workspace. On the other, Taskworld, an all-in-one task manager promising seamless teamwork. We'll test their features where it counts, task management, collaboration, integrations, price, user experience, and plenty more. Forget the marketing claims. Let's see what actually works in the real world. We'll score each category, so by the end, you'll know exactly which contender comes out on top, and the winner could surprise you. Let's get into it. Okay, let's get the lay of the land. Here's our mind map. We're going to compare these tools on price, features, collaboration, integrations, mobile experience, security, and of course, ease of use. So yeah, quite a bit to unpack. But honestly, each of these categories can totally make or break your experience. Ready? Let's do it. Alright, let's start with price because, let's be honest, that's always a huge deal, right? Kanbanchi keeps things pretty transparent, and if you're in education or nonprofit, you get a pretty sweet free tier. But little caveat, if you're a business, there's no forever free plan, which is kinda meh. Now, Taskworld, yeah, it gives you more pricing options, which sounds good, but as your team grows, suddenly those plans can get pricey, especially if you're eyeing the fancier features. Still, with more transparency and that educational perk, Kanbanchi sneaks out just ahead here. Next up, features. So Kanbanchi's got your classic Kanban boards and, Gantt charts and time tracking are built right in. Plus, if your team lives in Google Workspace, that integration is super smooth. The only thing missing, some fancy automations you'll find elsewhere. Now, Taskworld comes at you with advanced task management like you've got built-in chat, performance analytics, and file sharing. Definitely not basic. The only catch is, if you love Gantt charts, well, you're stuck using task timelines instead. But honestly, the feature set here gives Taskworld the edge. Collaboration's a big one. Kanbanchi keeps it simple. You can share boards, throw in some comments and mentions, nothing too dramatic. But here's the twist. No real-time chat, which I always kinda miss for those rapid-fire convos. Taskworld though, built-in chat, direct messages, the works. You get follow features and notifications flying around, which, yeah, can get a little noisy sometimes, but at least you're not left in the dark. Clearly, Taskworld is the one you want for team chatter. Oh, and here's something cool. Did you know Kanban boards actually started in Toyota factories all the way back in the 1940s? Yeah, we've come a long way from car parts on chalkboards to these fancy digital boards. Let's talk integrations. Kanbanchi is basically made for Google fans. Everything hooks seamlessly into Drive and Workspace, plus there's an API and some Zapier love. The downside? If you're not a Google shop, it can feel pretty limited. Taskworld tosses in Slack and Zapier support, which is nice, but its list of native integrations is way shorter. So if integrations are like your jam, Kanbanchi totally takes this round. Mobile experience time. Both Kanbanchi and Taskworld have decent apps for your phone or tablet, which, yeah, kinda table stakes these days. Kanbanchi's browser version is super responsive, but sometimes you get these weird sync delays. Annoying, but not a deal breaker. Taskworld's apps work well, and you even get push notifications. Though beware, a few features are still desktop only. Honestly, it's a pretty even matchup on this one. Alright, security. Kanbanchi gives you Google SSO and keeps your data encrypted, which, I mean, nice, just heads up, no HIPAA support, so probably not for hospitals or anything. Taskworld whips out the ISO certifications and encrypts your data too, but if you want those hardcore enterprise controls, you're looking at higher tier payments. At the end of the day, both get a solid nod here. It's a tie. Now, ease of use. Kanbanchi nails it if you want something drag and drop and, just want to get started without a whole onboarding session. The only time you'll trip up is if your screen's a bit tight, cause the UI gets a little crowded. Taskworld is more polished and has tons of features, but honestly, that can be a bit much for new folks. Sort of like opening a toolbox and not knowing what half the tools are for. So, this one? Kanbanchi makes life just a little simpler. Let's take a quick peek at how they stack up chart-wise. Kanbanchi does really well on price, integrations, and ease of use, while Taskworld aces it in features and collaboration. Pretty close in some areas, but you can definitely see where each tool stands out. So, if your team basically runs on Google Workspace and you want something that's super visual and easy, Kanbanchi is honestly a no-brainer. If you're after more advanced collaboration, think analytics, chat, that kind of thing, Taskworld's the one to beat. But between the two, Kanbanchi edges out as our overall winner, especially for teams prioritizing simplicity and tight Google integrations. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe for more honest, down-to-earth matchups like this one. See you in the next video.